All righty.
Ready?
Good.
So to start?
All righty. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for jumping on to this virtual DA. I love that we are from so many places around the US and soon to be around the globe, because this business is something we can do with anyone, anywhere. And before I jump into how it works and why this business is such an incredible business model, I'm going to have the lovely Patty Alger share from her experience why deciding to do Arbonne has been such a wonderful idea, regardless of the time that you thought you had when you started. So Patty, I'll let you start and then I will go from there.
Thank you, Hannah. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you all for taking time to get on this call. We all value everyone's time, so it's a big deal when people actually do that. My journey with Arbonne started 12 and a half years ago. I joined in May of 2006. My daughter, Tracy, at the time was considering joining Arbonne, and I'd never heard of it. And she had some friends that were asking her to look at it. And very first words of advice I had was, don't do that. People don't make money doing that. And you're having a baby and you work full time and you don't have time. But, you know, she's a very intuitive, smart woman. And she kind of did her own due diligence. And she decided she was going to do this. And then she asked me to take a look at it. And I said I couldn't. I didn't have time. And it's hard when the person prospecting you lives in your house, so I really couldn't get away from that. So I did sit down with her, completely closed-minded, and by the time I got done listening to this audio she provided, I realized that I really didn't have the information about this opportunity, this business, this industry that I thought I had. So I did actually ask a lot of questions. I met with a couple of women that were talking to her about it. And the long story was, at the time I was working full-time in labor and delivery, more than full-time, like so many hours and crazy hours, and like going in at 3 a.m. or staying till 3 a.m. And I was exhausted, and working full-time at that stage of my life, I didn't plan that, so I was not happy about it. And I'd been thinking about something else, trying to figure out a different path. I couldn't come up with anything that could give me what I had. I had some freedom with my schedule, and I made pretty good money as an RN. And so I just felt stuck. But then I had also agreed to do full-time daycare for 1 year for my new grandson so that Tracy could get on her feet and buy her own house. She was single. So when she asked me to do this, my day started at 6 a.m. with that new baby who was 8 weeks old when she went back to work. And then I left at 2:30 and went to my job. I either finished at 11:30 at night or 3 a.m. And then I'd get up at 6 o'clock the next day and do it all over again. And to say I had no time was an understatement. I had no time. And I couldn't even believe that I was considering this, but I couldn't forget what I'd learned about this and the opportunity to build that thing called residual income, that thing that creates asset income for us. And I didn't have anything like that. And I didn't know that existed. And once I knew it, I couldn't unlearn that information. So I just decided I had to figure out a way to give this my all, to give it everything I had to see if I could make this work. So what I had to do was have all my appointments at my house. So when I was home with the baby during the day, and all the people that I wanted to talk with came to my house. I just had this revolving door of people, and I did 4 and 5 appointments a day. And if I had a day off from work, I did them in the evening as well. And so did Tracy. She'd be in one room, I'd shut the French doors, and I'd be in the family room. And we were just so laser focused on sharing this business opportunity with every person we could imagine, that we could think about. I made dozens and dozens and dozens of phone calls, and I kind of didn't take no for an answer. I really made people, these are people I knew, but I made them listen to this information before they could say no to me. And I'll tell you what, it was a crazy summer. We started in May, and by September 1st, we both were regional vice presidents. And I'll tell you, I'd already replaced my income. I worked full-time as a registered nurse in a hospital. Even with my overtime, I had more than replaced my income. because I was really focused. I didn't even know you were supposed to have customers. I only talked about the business to everybody. And I got customers, but I didn't even know that was a thing. I only wanted to share this business because right from my heart, I wanted everybody I knew to know that they would have an opportunity to do something else, to get unstuck in their lives, to pay off debt, to create freedom. So when they got to be my age, or if they didn't want to wait that long, they could create that freedom in their lives as well. So 12 and a half years in, I can't even tell you the ripple effect that decision has had for me, as well as you people on this call today. I mean, it is a really cool thing to know that I have helped people build their own business. I've taught them how to help other people. I have helped people create that freedom in their own lives. I've helped people create that asset income. So if you want to know what asset income looks like, I'm still actively building my business right now, and I've got some great people that I've met out here that I'm talking to. But every single month I get a really nice check from Arbonne, and I can promise you it's not because I'm selling a lot of skincare. It's because I have a team of people who are out there sharing the same message I shared about this business opportunity. So it's changed everything for my husband and I. He retired early. I would say we didn't have much of a plan. I mean, he thought we did, but he retired a little too early for that. And that was some circumstances in his industry, so it kind of wasn't in his control. But our retirement was set to look pretty grim for me. I was going to have to work as long as I possibly could, and then we were going to have to live a really small life to kind of fit into our pensions. That's not what I thought this part of my life would look like. So that was also in my mind for when I was building this business, was how could I change that course? How could I create something bigger so that we could have the life that we wanted, and then make a bigger impact in the world by giving back? I mean, it's just, this is the time of your life where you think like that. And it's changed it all. I now live in this beautiful resort town called Big Sky, Montana. And most people say they can't afford to live there. I can, because of Arbonne. And I mean, the people I meet out here, they have all had huge careers and really, really successful people. And RNs and airline mechanics aren't people that are living out here, but we are because of Arbonne. So I'll tell you what, the biggest mistake people make in this business is thinking they don't have enough time. You don't ever have enough time. Nobody has enough time. Everybody's busy. And I always thought when you got to be a grandma that you would have more time. I remember my mother-in-law was so busy. I'm like, what is she doing? Well, you're just creating other things. So your life doesn't slow down. It never slows down. This is something that is worth moving things over and making room for this, because this can change every single aspect of your life. And then you get to turn around and offer that to other people and help them change every aspect of their lives. There's nothing like that out there except for this. It's been the most extraordinary gift in my life. I thank God every day that I looked at this, that it came to me, and I have been so blessed, meeting so many amazing people, having this incredible team of leaders. And I am very, very thankful, very grateful for Arbonne, and still so passionate about teaching other people about this and sharing this information. We've got to get out there, because people are they're wrapped up in their lives, and they're not thriving. You can thrive in this. That's my story, and I'm never going to stop.
Patty, thank you so much for sharing that and for taking the time to invest in what you decided to do 12 years ago, but then continue to invest in us today, because that is such a huge gift for us. And then what we get to turn around and do in creating this amazing culture of really partnering together in a business that's for yourself, but not by yourself. I mean, right. And that's what I love to get to share with all of you guys too. And for those of you that are jumping on as guests or watching this recording as guests, you can just see the example that Patty talked about of we all have different things in our lives that matter to us. And we might be starting this as retirement income. We might be starting this mid-career. We might be starting this in our 20s. But this is an opportunity that people can start at any point in life. And kind of like what Patty said, there's never enough time. And there's never an opportunity that's the perfect time to start something new. Whether it's something like Arbonne, or whether it's getting married, whether it's starting a family, whether it's starting a new job, there's always things that can get in our way, because we just live in a very busy culture and a very busy time in life. And with Arbonne, this is an opportunity that you can build alongside what you are currently and already doing. And I will weave a little bit of my story into this call tonight as I kind of share what it is that we do and how it works. And just to, as you are continuing to listen, as you're thinking about what Patty was sharing from her experience, and even just thinking through what you're hearing from myself, I would encourage you to think in terms of, what if this does work for me? And what I'm currently doing, do I want it to look the same today? Or do I want it to look the same as it does today, a year from now, or even 5 years from now? And if you keep doing what you're doing, does that enable you to make a change? And if it doesn't, what can you do about that? And when I was first introduced to Arbonne by Lisa License, who I did not know when I didn't know her from anywhere. And when she first started Arbonne, she did not know me. And that is just a really cool thing about this business, is that you get to meet people all the time. But when I was first introduced to it, I was a health coach working in corporate America and loving what I did, and thought I knew the full picture of healthy living because I was helping people with it day in and day out. But I really hadn't thought about the full spectrum of products in terms of what we use on our bodies day in and day out. I knew the value of what we put in our bodies in terms of clean eating and clean supplements, all of that. I knew the value of that, but I didn't really take a look at the picture of what we put on, because what we put on our skin, I mean, just a quick picture, what we do there gets absorbed into our bloodstream in about 30 seconds and shows up in our body within about an hour. And that's kind of crazy when you think about it in terms of, what is that doing in your whole system? And the average woman walks around with about 200 toxins in her body, just from what we are using day in and out. We wash our face, we wash our hair, we put makeup on, we put lotion on. And if you live in Minnesota, things are starting to get a little dry, so you're probably putting a little more lotion on, things like that. But we're using products all the time. And Arbonne did this amazing thing back in 1980 when we started, in paying attention before anybody else paid attention to what we are using and saying, wow, we need to take care of what we're putting on our body and in our body. And so everything we have is gluten-free, dairy-free, it's vegan, and it's non-GMO, it's kosher, soy-free, eliminating all of the allergens. And people didn't pay attention to those things back in 1980, almost 40 years ago. Yet Arbonne really thought ahead and said, let's take care of this for people. And with that really strong ingredient standard, they abided by the European Union, which means they eliminate about 1,400 toxins and chemicals from going into our products. And the US FDA, by comparison, bans about 9 to 11. And then Arbonne goes above and beyond with another 600 toxins, chemicals that we're just not quite sure about. So there's about 2,000 toxins and chemicals that are banned from our products. And just by teaching people what we're using, that is such a big part of what we do, what we're using, and teaching them how to swap it out for something safer and better for you, you can start making an income. And that is an incredible opportunity. And we have something for everyone. I mean, there's almost 400 products. And whoever invited you on this call or to take a look at this recording, talk to them more about what that looks like, what those products are. They can tell you more about that. But the best product that we have that I want to share with you is our business. And that is what Patty was saying she was so excited about. That is what Lisa, who introduced me to this business, was so excited about. And this is what I love to share with other people, because I didn't know that this kind of thing existed when I was working full time, and we were not pregnant at the time. We knew eventually, my husband and I knew we wanted to have a family, but that wasn't on the radar yet. But I knew that I wanted to have options when we did. And when I was first introduced to this, I honestly thought, similar to Patty, oh, it's one of those things. Thanks, no thanks. And I said that for way too long. And so I would encourage you to have maybe more of an open mind than I did. But because the cool thing about this is that, you guys, this business really works. And at this day and age, even compared to 2.5 years ago when I first started this, we have this incredible opportunity with technology. Look at what we are doing right now. We are meeting with people all across the country, sharing this business, and that is as simple as it can be. Like Patty was saying, she had coffee appointments. People came in and out of her house, and that's one way you can do it. You can do it virtually with Zoom, like what we're doing right now. We have this amazing thing called Instagram and Facebook, and texting. I mean, texting and calling people on the phone. It is a virtual opportunity where you can connect with people in your own backyard or halfway around the world, because we are a global business. And the long and short of what we do is teach people about the value of what they're using from a holistic standpoint of healthy living inside and out, what you're putting on your body and what you're putting in your body, and helping people swap out their products for safer. And then they can choose to be a part of Arbonne at a discounted rate, or the way better option is becoming a consultant. And as a consultant, you have the opportunity to not only get a great discount, but turn around and share with other people what we do. And by doing that, kind of like Patty was saying, you build a team of people. And by building a team, it means I got to share with my friend Taylor, like, Taylor, you are loving these products and you're talking about them with your friends. Instead of just being a preferred client and ordering these products online and having them shipped to you, you can keep doing that. But why don't you, as you're talking about it with your friends, why don't those people be your clients instead of my direct clients? So I was able to teach Taylor how to share this with others and set them up with their own Arbonne account. And as she is sharing these products with people, they're turning around and loving them, because the ingredient standard of how we work makes these products so effective that they speak for themselves. So it's not a sense of where you're just hustling people and trying to sell them all these different things. It's just introducing people to a better product and a better value for what they're already using. They're already spending money on it, and they just get it shipped to them, and then they start loving it and they start talking about it with other people. And because I was able to share that with Taylor, then she turns around and shares it with other people. And that is the simplicity of building a team. And when you do that, it not only gets to change your life, but you get to change the life of others. And Lisa, who shared this with me, I am forever grateful to her that she shared this opportunity, because like I said, I didn't know it existed. Therefore, I was a little resistant, a lot bit resistant at first. And yet she just continued to share with me what I had before me. And because she taught me how to do this, and then I got to turn around and teach other people how to do this, my husband and I did have a baby last October, and I took my maternity leave. And then at the end of my maternity leave, I was able to turn to my boss and say, thanks for a great 8.5 years. I've loved working here and I've loved been doing what I'm doing, but I have different priorities now. And I have been home this whole time with our daughter, Myra. And you guys, I can't even begin to tell you how thankful I am for that. And not only that I get to be home with her, but also the other opportunities that I've gotten to step into because I'm home. Opportunities, building relationships, getting to know other people that I didn't know at the time, even a year ago when Myra was born, but we're always meeting new people. And my income has continued to grow, even though I no longer work in corporate America and I'm home with my daughter. My income is growing because I'm talking to people and sharing with them what this can be. And that is an incredible gift that you can give to yourself. And it's an incredible gift that you can give to other people. And you guys, you can do it alongside whatever you are doing. I was working full time, 40 plus hours a week, pregnant. Prior to that, I was training for a marathon and involved in a variety of other things outside of work that I, quote unquote, didn't have time for this Arbonne gig. But yet you can build it into the nooks and crannies of your day. And when you do that, you can build an incredible income. And I just want a quick run through like what that looks like, because there's just 4, we call them management levels. And really what that means, it's not managing people, it's just managing your business. And it's a really cool opportunity to build leaders and build other people and empower other people to make a change in their life, whatever that might be. Whether that is staying home, or whether that's paying down their student loan debt, or maybe that is actually being able to take their family on vacation, or maybe it is paying for a car, or maybe it is paying for school, whatever it is that you want to be doing. But as a consultant, right away when you get started, you can start getting paid that very next week, because we get paid virtually. And that's really another amazing thing about this opportunity, is that we get paid weekly. And with that, as you grow your client base and as you grow your team, you can promote to district manager, and district managers make anywhere from $250 to $1,000 per month. And the range is simply the amount of people that you have shared this with. And as you continue sharing it with people, you grow your income to an area manager level, and area managers make anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 per month. And not only is that income where you can start thinking about, what kind of changes might I want to make in our life or in my life, but it's a willable business at that point. So if something happens to me, Arbonne will keep sending my paychecks to my husband, which is incredible to me. So no matter how big my income grows, Arbonne will keep sending them that. My corporate job, they would have probably sent flowers, but they were not going to send in my salary. But this is a company that will. It's basically you are willing to step out of the box and take care of something that matters to you. We will keep taking care of them. That speaks so highly of the whole picture and the culture of this company that just really stood out to me. So I love sharing that with other people. And then as you continue to grow your client base and your team of people, as you teach more people about it, you become a regional vice president. And at the regional vice president level, you're not only making $5,000 to $15,000, but Arbonne tacks on another $800 per month to pay for you to pick out your very own white Mercedes. And that is where my next goal is. And I'm super excited to drive up to wherever you might be in my white Mercedes. And the reason a Mercedes is because when this was started 40 years ago, they basically said, we want our consultants to be in the safest car out there. So they partnered with Mercedes-Benz, said, pick out whatever one you want, white to represent pure products, and whatever is beneficial for you. And it just aligns with the tagline of Arbonne, of pure, safe, beneficial. And then as you grow your team and your client base, you promote to national vice president. And national vice presidents make $20,000 plus per month. And that is game-changing money, my friends. And when people hear that, sometimes it's hard to wrap your mind around that. Or sometimes people go, well, what would I do with that? You guys, as your team grows and as this business grows, your vision grows, because you get to give back and you get to participate in things that you probably never dreamed of participating in. And think about how many people's lives you have changed when you're at that level. Not only your own, but so many other people. What are things that you would love to be a part of? And this is a company, and it is a group of people that will come alongside you and cheer you on and help you get to wherever you want to go with this, whether it is car payment money or whether it is complete income replacement and beyond. We will help you get to where you want to be. It's an opportunity where you can earn as you learn. And it will be one of the best yeses that you can say yes to in your life. And I would just really encourage you to get with the person who invited you in the call and kind of give them a number of where you at as you think about this. You know, one, I need to get started on some of these products and really experience what this difference is. 5, what are my next steps? If I'm considering this, what are these next steps that I need to take to get started? What does that look like? And chat with them, get me on the phone, get Lisa on the phone, whoever you might be connected to that's invited you to be a part of this. We would love to help answer your questions and help you know more of what may be of interest to you. But you guys, the time will go by no matter what. And you can be doing something alongside what you are already doing that can make a complete change in what you have in front of you that you don't even know is there yet. So be open, be curious, and chat with the person who invited you to be on this. Thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of it tonight. Bye-bye.